All right, so I'm finally back at my hometown, Sydney. This is Avalon Beach, and man, we had 5 months in Europe, Nazare, and I ended up in Spain a couple of weeks ago to a crazy day. I've got this edit called The Moment because we had one absolute crazy moment where we got ran in by a huge set. We lost the jet ski, I lost my camera. We're trying to replace the jet ski. Obviously, I've got to replace my camera gear, but I've left a link on the page for Thomas's jet ski. If you can contribute to that, that'd be amazing. I did have some insurance on the camera gear, so I'm hoping to replace that as soon as possible because we're about to start the Southern Hemisphere winter. Anyway, hope you enjoy this movie, this edit. It's called The Moment. If you do, give us a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Leave a comment. It's really important to leave a comment, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And here we go. A lot of craziness in this edit. The Moment. Let's go. It's been a pretty average season here at Nazare, and I was just kind of keen to get out of here and do something different. It was kind of the end of my my visit. You know, I'm normally here for 4 or 5 months, and through the winter, and I decided that maybe I should go to Spain to this event.
El orden que os indique, muy importante esto, vais a entrar por aquí, vais a ir bien pegados y a las 7:30.
The deal was I would shoot for them and I would shoot for me, so I've got a YouTube channel, so of course I was keen to oblige.
C'est moi-même qui chante.
The deal was for me to be on a ski, I needed a ski and a driver. Didn't know who the driver was, but he's a nice guy from France, Thomas. Once we got out there, the waves were actually pretty nice. They were not really big and gnarly. It was a good little space to sit in. It wasn't like here at Nazare where you're dodging monster surf all the time. So waves were kind of around the 10, 12 foot mark. Slowly building, the swell was starting to fill in during the day. suddenly the wind changed onshore and it got really gnarly. Like the wind kind of started to make it choppy and it started to get bigger and bigger. And then after a while, we just started to see these huge sets breaking out the back, but luckily they were kind of reforming on top of the reef, and the surfers were actually getting some good waves at that time, you know, and clocking up scores. We were getting the shot. It was kind of dodging the odd wave left, right and centre, but it wasn't too bad. It wasn't Nazare.
When we arrived at the beach, it was kind of small when everybody was like, oh, what's happening? And then the waves start coming up, and never stop coming up. And in the middle of the day, like onshore came and like a storm came and the waves were twice bigger and it was just madness, it was crazy. And they had to cancel the competition because it was out of control for sure.
By about 1, 2 o'clock, it really started to fill in, and then some of the sets were breaking so big and so hard that they would almost not let you out. And we always found a little bit of a spot to sneak out, but finally this huge set broke out the back. We could see it coming and I thought, is it going to reform? And then it just kept on rolling through the closeout. So my driver decided to head straight towards the beach, and the beach is like, there's no sand, it's just rocks. And I'm just going, like waiting for that moment. I'm looking left and right, waiting for the second to find that moment to turn around, and you need to get in front of the wave far enough to be able to turn in front of the wave and then ride bang straight into the middle of it, which is what happens normally here in Nazare. You can ride into it and then ride up the front of the wave, but this time round there was absolutely no opportunity to be able to get out of this wave. So meanwhile we're just flying straight at the rocks at 100 miles an hour, and I turned to Thomas and said, Thomas, you're going to need to turn out of this, mate.
It's a scary place, and yeah, when the jet ski turn, you hit the foam, the jet ski flip, and yeah, we saw you floating, and the driver, the jet ski arrived straight to the rocks, and yeah, pretty scary situation for you and the driver, and the jet ski got destroyed. You lost the camera, you lost everything on that jet ski, everything was lost, and and it's a nightmare, I think. But at least everyone is alive. That's for sure. It's meant before the materials, but yeah, it's a nightmare when that happens.
Es posible que el surfero se haya subido arriba, ¿eh? Sí, es posible. ¡No! Hay que ir a rescatarles, tú. Ahí están. Ahí están. A ver si este se salva ahora, ¿eh? Nada, eso es alguna pieza de alguno. Guau, 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 guau. Guau, guau. Guau, guau. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, 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 se oía contra las rocas, se oía contra las rocas, tú. No, 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 no. Guau, guau, lo que viene. No, 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 no.
Mira la moto de agua.
Guau. Guau. No.
Mira el dron cómo lo graba.
GTA en real life, tío. Escapando de la policía. Mira, mira.
Bueno, estamos viendo atrás, hay acción atrás. Bueno, ahora ahí de color rojo.
His camera's floating in. His camera's going to hit the rocks.
Somebody can totally get that if they have their liquor.
Oh, not the reds. Fuck.
Bueno, estamos viendo atrás, hay acción atrás. Buena ola ahí de color rojo. Hay otro bajadón de Manuel. Hay dos surfistas ahí surfeando atrás. Buenas drops hay atrás. le han sacado a los dos que estaban en la moto. Ya está.
Well, that ski is
It was just so hectic. Meanwhile, Shabby Lopez, one of the surfers, was absolutely getting annihilated. He actually got a ski to the head and got concussion, ended up in hospital. And this all happened all in about 5 minutes. And with all the carnage and everything that went on at that time, it was like the organisers pulled the pin on the whole event. It just got so dangerous. But when I came in, I was pretty emotional. I really didn't know what to think. I didn't know, like I thought about my life. I thought about, my camera. I was like, I was a bit of a blubbering mess, to be honest, at that time. I really was. And then I looked across and I saw Thomas standing next to his ski, which had been absolutely annihilated. And but this place really did show its teeth, and I think I'll be a little bit more set up, a bit more, I mean, it was the biggest day, in a long time, and yeah, so at least I lived to tell a story. But I tell you now, I'm going to be back. I can't wait to get back in the water again. It's in my blood, and I have a major addiction to what I do, and it's going to take a lot of stopping, for me to stop doing what I do and take for granted. It's probably the most exciting thing I do, is to be in the water and shooting the world's best waves and surfers, all at once. It's an absolute pleasure, and I really get a kick out of it. Unbelievable. It's downloading. Look, card's downloading. Phew.